It seems as though Fox or Fox Disney or Disney Fox allowed Josh Boone to start 2020 on a high note. It's literally been hell getting his movie The New Mutants in the theaters. I can't put into words how long I've been waiting for this movie and how anxious I am to see it. Fox was really on the up and up at the time, having just come off of success with Deadpool, Legion, and Logan. Simon Kinberg unfortunately had trouble behind the scenes with Dark Phoenix, which was initially going to start a new trilogy but ended up being the finisher, shout out to Mortal Kombat, and the New Mutants kept getting hit with the delay button, twice by Fox and once by Disney. Had the New Mutants come out on its original release date, I suspect that we'd by now be waiting on a second sequel because Josh Boone envisioned the New Mutants as a trilogy with each film taking a horror tone. Back then y'all were confused by the horror tone in the original trailer, but now, a few years later, it seems that y'all are a little bit more accepting of it than before. I've always said that Fox deserves credit for trying to do something different with each of the X-Men movies, regardless of if they succeeded or barely got by. The New Mutants is no different. It certainly supports a horror tone, especially with Danny Moonstar and the Demon Bear, not the Winnie the Pooh Bear, being involved in the movie. What we do know about the movie is what most of us have known all along, is that Anya Taylor-Joy, aka Wifey, is playing Ilyana Rasputin, the sister of Colossus. Early drafts of the New Mutants did involve James McAvoy as Professor X and Alexander Shipp as Storm, but this changed before production began, so I highly doubt her being Colossus' sibling will be addressed in the movie. Maisie Williams stars as Arya Stark of House Werewolf, Rain Sinclair / Wolfsbane, and Henry Zaga, Charlie Heaton, and Alice Braga all star as Sunspot, Cannonball, and Cecilia Reyes respectively. Blue Hunt makes her film debut as Dani, and if not my excitement for Magik in her soul armor scenes, then I'm very interested in seeing Dani's powers unfold as well. I really can't pinpoint who's more to blame for the New Mutants' trouble on getting released in theaters, and there are still a ton of questions left not just going in, but even in the aftermath. Fox was in a unique situation with the New Mutants from the start, because the movie itself has repeatedly tested well. It's just that delays were being blamed on reshoots to make the movie more frightening, which was a result of the success with Warner Brothers with the movie is, which is something we've not seen in the MCU and something we likely won't see, even evidenced by most recently Scott Derrickson. However, with Disney buying Fox and Kevin Feige having his hands all over the thighs of Marvel's kingdom, there is question as to what happens next with the New Mutants, even as we approach the X-Men and Deadpool joining the MCU. Deadpool is going to make the jump, and with Ryan Reynolds, who can blame them? But it'd be a shame if Anya Taylor-Joy, Wifey, and Maisie Williams' talents go to waste. But then again, I don't want Josh to have to compromise what he initially had planned for the trilogy, all just because of continuity. I'd rather have it be a one-off and close the Fox X-Men films on a high note rather than more at the expense of Josh Boone's original vision. What's interesting and funny to see amidst the positivity now is that Disney and the MCU are somehow getting credit for the movie that isn't even under their banner. This is still a Fox-produced movie made by Josh Boone that is being released by Disney because Disney owned Fox. There were no reshoots even though they were scheduled, and apparently most of the rumors that surrounded this film, including the rumors that it wouldn't ever come out or be dumped on streaming, were completely untrue. But I'm glad that y'all are being a little bit more positive in regards to the movie, because it's coming soon, so get ready. What I do know is that Josh is a big fan of the New Mutants, and myself, I definitely recommend checking out the earlier issues, the Claremont run, because they are really good. A lot of the effects in the movie are practical, and the budget for the movie is low. The New Mutants has a PG-13 rating, but will definitely make the most of the horror tone, and will be the first time we see Magik with a K make her debut on the big screen. What comes next, if anything should come next, is anyone's guess. Like I alluded to earlier, if J.K. Simmons can return to J. Jonah Jameson in a different universe, with no reference to the emo dancing / I'd love to shoot Elizabeth Banks with my cam, then Magik and the New Mutants could certainly make the jump into Feedland. I just hope that if that does happen, that it will continue to be distinct and unpredictable instead of safe and predictable. However, if this is truly to be the end, which I suspect will end with an open ending, with a wink wink I'm yours Kevin Feige if you want me at the end of the movie. Yes, I'm just joking. Then I sincerely hope and believe that it will conclude our Fox X-Men trilogy on a high note. Most of my favorite Marvel films are the X-Men movies, and I suspect this one will be added to the list as well. I'm confident in Josh Boone because first and foremost he is a fan of the source material, and because it is something in terms of superhero movies that has never been done before. I just wish Fox had stuck to the release, because we'd at the very least most likely be waiting on the second sequel, as opposed to wondering if this is indeed the end, or is Kevin somewhere behind the scenes, smiling waiting for a new formulaic and comedic chapter to begin. Anyways, that's all I'll say for now. I'll end this video with, yes, I told you so, I'm gonna keep telling you so, even when you say no. New Mutants is gonna win, and Josh get the last laugh. I don't think he has a cameo in this, so I'll say R.I.P. Stan Lee. The New Mutants is coming hard, fast, and very soon. Remember, it's a Fox movie being released by Disney, and that Fox paid for it, but Disney just gets the money back, because that's what happens when you own a studio. Shout out to wifey, Anya Taylor-Joy. You make me believe in magic, and the rest we'll have to see in April.